In this synthesis, we're going to look at two-position coupler output. So the last synthesis was rocker output. In this case, we're going to do coupler output. Coupler output, we've got the first position and the second position. The type of it's going to be a 4-bar. What we have is the coupler in position 1. We've got a point A and B of connecting points. We've got the coupler in position 2. That's A prime or B prime. Now what you'll see possibly is A1, A2, A3, or A prime, A double prime. These refer to the positions of the coupler. So this is position 1, and this is position 2. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to draw basically displacement vectors. Okay. These are displacement vectors. They're not motion vectors. They're displacement vectors from A to A prime and B to B prime. So I will draw them as best I can from a straight line. You will use a straight edge, and you will draw A to A prime, and we will draw B to B prime. Right? So these two lines represent the displacement of A, point A, from A to A prime. It's not the path, it's the displacement. So I'm just going to label them here. I'm going to label this B, B prime, and I'm going to label this A, A prime. Okay. The next step is for us to draw the perpendicular bisector of the displacement vectors. Okay. So we'll draw that. We'll draw that to be a purple. So we've got these perpendicular bisectors. So perpendicular bisector. So again, you can use your scale and angle measure triangle, or you can use a compass. Okay, but this is the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so we'll draw this perpendicular bisector of B to B prime. Okay, so this is, I'll just label this perpendicular B to B prime. Okay, and I'll draw this perpendicular bisector A to A prime. Now, it's important to note that this line can go above as well. Okay, so we've got those perpendicular bisectors, okay? And that'll be purple in color. And for us, this will be green in color. All right. Third step. Pick a point on perpendicular A to A prime. Okay, so we're going to pick a point on perpendicular bisector A to A prime. So this will be that point. Okay, and fourth is pick a point on perpendicular bisector B to B prime. Okay, so in this case, I'll pick that point. Okay, and we'll call this O2 and O4. This is notation that we've used in the past. And now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to connect O2 to A, and step 6 I'm going to connect O4 to B. So we'll draw our links in orange. So that's O4, that's O2, so I'm going to connect that, and then I'm going to connect that. So there we have it, right? So now what you can do is you can check. So you can place a compass on O2 to A and check the path, and what you'll likely, if it works, what you'll see is a displacement path that follows an arc like that, and from B to B prime you'll see a displacement path that follows an arc like that. So now what we have here We've got, we'll call this link 2. Okay. We'll call this link 3. We'll call this link 4. And then what we have here, of course, is link 1. So link 1 connects O2 to O4. Link 2 connects O2 to A. Link 3 connects A to B. And link 4 connects B to O4. So we've got these measurements. So now we can check Grashof. Okay. We can do a motion analysis on these. Okay. We can do a pressure angle or mechanical advantage on these. Okay. Right. So what we can see here is link 2, link 3, link 4, link 1. Okay. It's likely not a Grashof mechanism, or better yet, we couldn't get this mechanism to rock back and forth between this position 1 and this position 2. Okay, and so supposing we want this rocker, suppose the rocker needs to move from position 1 to position 2, right? So if that's the case, then this link 2 will rock back and forth from its current position to a line that sits here, right? So this link 2 will rock back and forth and back and forth, okay? If we do that, what we can do is go back to the previous synthesis techniques, right? And that's 2-position rocker output, and we can synthesize 2 additional links that get that rocker to move back and forth. We'll pause here and cover that technique in another video.